morning, Reptile Army. Welcome to the vlog. I hope your Thanksgiving was amazing. Do you know what today is? Today is a pretty special day. Yes, that's right. It is Black Friday. So if you're looking for a couple new animals like Ben and Jerry, well, they're not for sale, to be honest with you. But we have a ton of stuff over on BHB's website that's going to be available. So we're just going to show you some eye candy, the stuff that you can find today on sale at bhbreptiles.com. And like I mentioned, you're definitely going to see some eye candy. It's crazy to see all the animals that are on the website right now. There are literally thousands of animals. Of course, this is a Mardi Gras ball python, which is actually a highway ball python, but an Enchi too. So again, you've got the gravel, the yellow belly, and then Enchi makes for an unbelievably beautiful snake. This absolute ripper pastel lesser clown is up to. Like I said, everything I show you today is going to be on the website, and everything is going to be on sale. So listen, I love getting new homes for these animals. There's no doubt about it, but it's bittersweet because I love them so much. And how about an albino pied, right? A double recessive. That's all the kind of rage right now is double recessive stuff. And pies are always super impressive. This albino pied is a ripper. And if it's just normal pied you like, low white, high white, mid white, whatever the case is, we have about 70 pie ball pythons on the site right now. So there is a lot to choose from. I've always loved this combination. This is actually a spider super stripe. So it's a spider, it's a specter, and it's a yellow belly. The yellow belly and specter are allelic to super stripe. Then you add the spider in it, and it just gets really wonky colored and patterned. So many amazing colubrids that I'm going to get peed on and pooped on showing you guys. But this happens to be an apricot Pueblan milk snake. Love the Pueblan milk snakes, and we have a few different varieties. We have the Halloweens, we have the Oreos, and we have the normal Pueblans all on the site. Look at the color of that. This is actually a tangerine albino Honduran milk snake. That thing, literally, you need sunglasses to look at it. That's how bright it is. How about some scaleless Okatee corn snakes? The scaleless corn snakes are amazing in itself, but then you add the Okatee into it, just gives it a little more punch. Whew, these things are amazing. We recently talked about bamboo stuff and how it's in the blue-eyed leucistic complex and just really extreme. So we have a whole bunch of different bamboo stuff. This happens to just be a normal vanilla bamboo. Then if you want to get really fancy, this is actually a pastel cine lesser bongo ball python. That's just a bunch of cool morphs together, and the end result is absolutely beautiful. I just love how soft it looks. Genetically, this is a really cool snake too, and it looks really cool as well. This is what they would call a jigsaw calico. So it's a Mojave, it's a pinstripe, and then it's a calico gene all mixed together. I just love the way this one turned out. Look at the flaming in this one's sides right here. This is actually a spider, it's a cinnamon, it's a yellow belly, and it's a bongo ball python. I mean, that thing is just absolutely ridiculous. Take a look at the pattern on this one right here. This is actually a pastel leopard that is het for clown ball python. Wow, I love the pattern. This one will set your eyes on fire. So this is actually a pastel and a pinstripe, which is a lemon blast, but it is also a super stripe. And that thing is, it's a little feisty monkey. It'll calm down, I promise you. And then sticking with the super stripe stuff, this is actually a fire pin super stripe. Really clean looking snake. When you start adding things to the bamboo, it just gets better and better. This is a vanilla, it's a pinstripe, and it's a bamboo. The orange dream stuff is really good, makes things clean and beautiful. This happens to be a super orange dream lemon blast. So not only is it beautiful, but wow, what a powerhouse genetically. Not just animals are on sale today. Actually, over at reptilearmy.com, you can get your swag, and guess what? Today and today only, if you buy anything on the site, you're going to get a personal video from me to you, thanking you for your support. So go over to reptilearmy.com and go ahead and join the army. And of course, we have so many awesome leopard geckos on the website, from little guys that are just well started all the way up to adults. This happens to be a white and yellow raptor. Then we have several Murphy's patternless. This is actually a recessive mutation that just kind of changes the color and pattern of a leopard gecko. This is actually a white and yellow Max Snow reverse stripe that's a possible eclipse as well. So it's just, look at the color and pattern on that. That thing is so cool. Then there's actually a spinner, which is a spider and a pinstripe, and a super orange dream. The spider and orange dream stuff really react really well together, reduces pattern, really makes it bright, makes the head pattern kind of wonky and stuff like that. This is a ripper as well. How about this killer bee vanilla bamboo? So it's a super pastel, it's a spider, it's a vanilla, and it's a bamboo. Ooh, doggy, that thing is gorgeous. I love this combination. This is actually a banana, it's a GHI, and it's a lesser ball python. I mean, that's just so freaking cool. And then this is the same genetics without the banana, so it's just a lesser GHI. I love that silvery look to it. This is actually a ripper right here. Look at this thing. This is actually a pastel. It's a super Enchi. It's a spider and it's a pinstripe, and it's a bamboo. Whew. That thing is on fire. Certainly one of my favorite mutations that we produced this year would be the super chocolate, but in the banana phase. This was, again, the kind of building blocks of what I thought was going to be the Barney ball python. But as the actual banana super chocolate, it is gorgeous. Tons and tons of corn snakes. You know, they're one of the most popular snakes out there. And some of them are just simple, right? This is actually a snow corn snake, which is an albino and an aneurystic mixed together, a double recessive. So they're not even that crazy, right? And we have a bunch of snow corns. This is actually an albino Okatee corn snake. So it's an albino corn in the locality, of course, is Okatee, and it's a feisty little monkey too. Again, these snakes sometimes when they're young can be a little bit crazy, but they calm down. I promise you this is going to be a baby when it gets older. And then if you want something just like a classic animal, right? This would be an Okatee. We also have Abbott's Okatee corn snake. So this is like a wild type animal, but it's of course captive bred here at BHB, but it's just like you would find in the wild if you were an Okatee, but an absolutely gorgeous snake. And like I said, we also have the Abbott's Okatees, which have even the thicker black bands on them. And if you're into purple snakes, you can go ahead and get a lavender snow cow king or a lavender cow king. Of course, they're California king snakes recessive mutation with the lavender and then of course the chocolate mixed together. That's what makes the lavender snows. I talked about Pueblan milk snakes earlier. Well, this happens to be a recessive mutation that's called a hypo Pueblan milk snake. And basically the black triads are a little bit just lighter, right? They're hypo, lacking some melanin, and they almost look like grayish purple. This is actually a buckskin theri, or what they call a variable king, sometimes even known as Nuevo Leonis milk snake. So, but this is the buckskin flavor. We have a few of these guys available. This is our dark line, but this is also a dark line Max Snow. That's a possible het for Bell as well. So it's just cool. I mean, the dark line makes all kinds of really cool pattern. The Max Snow is cool in there. So this is a cool, oh, it's a cool little leopard gecko. This is just a tangerine tremper. That's just a really beautiful animal, kind of polygenically bred for kind of cool coloring. And the head stamp on it is really dope. This is a white and yellow super hypo Max Snow. That's actually possible het for Eclipse as well. So just a cool animal. And by the way, we don't just have leopard geckos. We also have some gargoyles. I think there might be some cresses. There's some Chinese cave geckos, some mourning geckos. So there's a whole bunch of different geckos, but I'm just showing you a bunch of cool leopard geckos. I've always said it that one of my favorite mutations in all the leopard geckos would be this one here, which is a bold bell. So the bell albino, of course, is one of the lines of 3 albinos out there that are all incompatible, by the way. So you don't want to breed the different albinos together, but the bold bell has got that bold striping, and the bell color is absolutely gorgeous. Look at the colors on this one. This is actually a banana enchi black pastel pinstripe. Oh my gosh, it looks like pastel paint or something like that. Unbelievably ridiculous. This is a pastel fire enchi bongo orange dream. That thing has some genetic powerhouse to it. It's a really beautiful snake as well. This is a little Puma McKinsey. So the McKinsey is actually incomplete dominant. Then you have the Spark and Yellow Belly or a Lilac to make a cool looking animal. We have some mimosa ball pythons as well. Not only do they sound tasty, but they're actually beautiful. These are actually an orange ghost champagne ball python, and the orange champagne, you guys get the mimosa name, right? But absolutely gorgeous. This is a good one to have, there's no doubt about that, because it's the building blocks for the super lorry leopard that everyone likes so much. This happens to just be a leopard lorry ball python, and again, breed these together and you can get the super lorry leopard. Absolute rippers. We have a ton of banana stuff, you know, that entry-level stuff, whether it's single gene banana or in this case a double gene banana pinstripe. Absolutely amazing. A lot of banana stuff. So if you're a banana fan, we've got you covered. Bongo and Lesser are something that just goes together really well, makes cool striping and stuff like that. Then you add the Cine gene to it. So basically what you have here is what they would call a Bongo Lithium. This is actually a white and yellow Max Snow Tremper Jungle. And just look at how cool the pattern is. That's why they call them jungles. This happens to be a Hypo Bell Eclipse right here. Really cool animal, which by the way, did I tell you you're gonna probably need a little bit of time to look through the thousands and thousands of animals on BHB of all types, but you're gonna have a good time at it. I know if you're looking for something, you're gonna find it. This is actually a pastel raptor, white and yellow. It's a little bit more size to them. Again, we have some smaller geckos and we have some stuff that are about a year old now. So this one is definitely getting close to breeding size. I love the Super Snow stuff. Of course, that's the super version of the Max Snow. And this is actually a Super Max Snow, but it's also a Tremper albino. Again, the Super Snow stuff is some of my favorites of the geckos, really honestly. So this is actually a Super Snow that's het for Eclipse, and it kind of reduces the pattern and makes it a little bit more black and whitish looking. pretty darn cool animals. Take a look at this, probably my favorite of the scaleless corn snake mutations, to be honest with you. This is actually a ghost or a hypoanery scaleless corn snakes. Wow, that thing is a ripper. And if you're into scaleless stuff, we have quite a few scaleless corn snakes. Of course, this is a scaleless motley corn snake. So the motley is a recessive, the scaleless are recessive. Together they just make for a cool animal. These are really cool. These are actually Andrea albino, or what they call snow Texas rat snakes, that are het for leucistic. So they're actually het for basically what you would call aneurystic leucistic pink eyes, which would be pretty darn awesome. Crazy enough, we actually still have some Mexican black kings for sale. Last year we sold out super early. We just have a handful left, but we do have some really gorgeous ones. So again, on the website, there's some ripping mosaic cal kings, you know, all kinds of different variety. This one would be called a tire track, which has that big band down its back, but we have a bunch of cool mosaic cal kings. These are actually San Luis Potosi king snakes, or what they would call Mex-Mex, that are het for granite. Just a cool little king snake from Mexico. Then there's the Blotz king snakes, which are the Apalachicola County king snakes. Just a cool little getulous king snake that is monster eaters. They grow big, they're absolutely docile, really cool starter snakes. Here's some aneurystic Brooks king snakes. I love these. These are a mutation that was one of the first mutations of the South Florida king snakes, which, by the way, we have some normal South Florida king snakes as well. But the aneurystic have that kind of bluish, kind of almost purplish look to them. Really cool snakes. This is crazy here. This is actually a vanilla scream spider bamboo yellow belly. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of genes, and they mix together lovely. We also have some albinos and some albino heifer pieds, if you're interested in that recessive mutation that is absolutely wonderful. Albinos, you know, it's one of the animals that really started the whole ball python craze. These are two genes together that are all the rage. People love leopards and they love GHIs. This happens to be a leopard GHI. And when you talk about darker morph animals, I love the way this combo went. This was actually a chocolate and a cinny, both pretty dark animals, but you mix them together and they're really cool. I can't wait to see what a super chocolate cinny is going to look like, or maybe even a super cinny chocolate banana, purpley, whatever the case is. So this is a building block for a pretty cool genetic animal. We have plenty of single gene recessive animals as well, like clown ball pythons. Clowns are like, again, all the rage. This has a little silly monkey right here, but we have several beautiful clown ball pythons that would make a good addition to your family. And then there's mystic potions. I mean, definitely an awesome animal, super highly sought after. I mean, just a cool looking snake. If you want a pet snake or you want to breed, doesn't matter. Absolutely wonderful, cool looking purpley snakes. Kind of got some gray to them. I love these guys. Talked about the clown ball python being so absolutely sought after. This is actually a pastel leopard clown. So basically, if you mix this into a spot nose clown, you can get what they call Batmans, and they are absolutely ridiculous looking. I really love the contrast of this snake. This is actually an albino desert phase Cal King, or an albino black and white Cal King, basically. And it's just really cool, that kind of purplish look with the white bands. Love these guys. We have a bunch of different Cal Kings up there as well. This is a T-negative albino house snake, African house snake. We have a bunch of different house snakes up for sale. They're all going to be marked down, so definitely if you're into the house snake thing, this is the time to buy. And again, there's hundreds of corn snakes on the site, different mutations and stuff like this. This is one of my favorites when it comes to albino tessera. The tessera mutation I just love to death. When you mix it into anything, it's absolutely amazing. And this is actually an albino, and it's het for scaleless. Might as well show you a few of those gargoyle geckos, because there's some rippers. This is actually a Tiki's line super red stripe. Absolutely incredible. Only going to get better with size. Jeez, Joe Beats, this one is ridiculous. This is actually a red stripe, red base. It's a male ready to breed. So I tell you what, whoever gets this one is going to get lucky. I don't even want to sell it, to be totally honest with you, because that thing is a ripper. That just goes to show you how many Jessica has back that's even better. Unbelievable. And then this is another Tiki's line red stripe that looks like it's got some red base coming in. Again, really beautiful animal. This is a boy ready to breed a bunch of females, so you can produce some rippers from an animal like this. A little bit similar to the Mystic Potion, but just a little color difference, is actually the crystal ball python. So basically both those animals are what they call allelic. This one happens to be what they call a special bred to a Mojave, whereas the Mystic Potion is actually a Mojave bred to a Mystic. So similar animals, but a little bit different color. This one's a ripper, guys. This is actually a black pastel clown ball python. It's feisty, but it is absolutely amazing. I loved how soft these guys actually turned out. This is actually a super pastel, and it's a G-stripe. The G-stripe is a recessive mutation, and then of course it's a super pastel, but just look at how clean that animal looks. Then there's white snakes. We actually have a bunch of ivories, but these are actually blue-eyed leucistics. We have a whole bunch of different combos: lesser Russo, Mojave Russo, all kinds of different combos of white snakes. So there's a bunch of them. There's probably about 40 or 50 white snakes on the site, so we have plenty to cover you guys. Talk about a ripper, man. This is one of my favorites. I say that a lot, but I really do love these. These are just banana black pastels. Unbelievable, the purple and the orange and these things. So as you can see, guys, we have a ton of stuff that's going to be up for sale today on the Black Friday. It's from midnight to midnight, so you have the entire 24 hours to get stuff over at bhbreptiles.com. Thank you guys for allowing me to just show you a bunch of cool snakes that are for sale today. I hope that you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments which ones you love the most, which ones you'd like to add. If you do love this video, playlist on my left side. Over on my right side, you can actually hit the subscription button. That would mean a lot to me. Have an absolutely wonderful day, Reptile Army. Remember, be kind to somebody, and I promise I'll see you in the next one.